Thank you for joining us today. We are here with Allison Cagley from the Eureka College softball team. Allison, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. So if people weren't able to guess you on your fun facts, one of the things that stood out, you've never broken a bone, but you've torn your ACL twice. What's with that?
Yeah, I don't, it's crazy to me because I honestly would have thought I would have broken a bone because in my childhood I was outside all the time doing reckless things. But I actually tore my ACL playing basketball my sophomore year of high school, and it probably it probably was one of the most painful things actually, was tearing my ACL.
Yeah, so you mentioned you tore it in your sophomore year of high school. And when did you tear it the second time? Was it the same year, later that year, or?
Yeah, so I tore my left ACL when I was playing summer basketball. And 6 months later, I was going back practicing, but it kept buckling. And I was like, this is not right. So I went back to the doctor, and they told me I actually tore it on the day I was supposed to be released for the second time.
Oh,
and
man.
when they went into surgery, they said that there was no like extra blood around any of my cartilage or anything. So they said that it actually disintegrated. I didn't tear it. It was a
Wow.
really rare thing. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, take us through that mindset. You know, you tear it initially, and then you do all this hard work to come back, and then you have another setback. What was that for you mentally? How did you overcome that?
I was more determined than ever, actually. It was coming back from the first one it was pretty heartbreaking to do it the first time. So the second time it was even more devastating. But I worked out more. I took physical therapy a lot more serious. I was really ready to be on the field and court again. That's for sure.
So obviously you missed an entire year of playing any kind of sports in high school. What was it like that moment you returned back to the field, back to the court?
Oh, it was amazing. I couldn't stop moving. I couldn't stop playing softball or basketball. I always wanted to be on the move. It felt great. That's for sure.
And I know you mentioned from talking to you earlier that when you missed out on that entire year of high school sports, that kind of gave you that extra drive to want to continue playing in college. What are some of the other reasons that you wanted to continue your athletic pursuits in college?
My high school coach, he made me love the game more than what I actually loved it before. And after my senior year, I just wanted to continue to play because I love the sport more than ever. And I didn't want it to end after our last game. And Coach Neff seemed like an amazing coach. When I went to visit her, she asked me if I love to win and hate to lose. And I was like, yes. And so after her saying that to me, I was like, okay, then this is the right program for me. And that really made my decision right there. Yeah.
Well, you guys did plenty of that on the softball field back in 2019 when we last played a full season.
Yeah.
What was that season like for you guys when you stepped on the field with that offense, that team that you had? I mean, it seemed like you guys could put up 10 runs in a blink of an eye. Your offense was so potent. What was that like every time you guys took the field?
It was every time we took it, we didn't take anything for like granted or anything. We went out there, played our all. We were hungry for a win. We were ready to come out on top. All of us were determined too. Like there wasn't just one of us that were like didn't care to play. We all wanted to win. We all wanted to get better, and we all put in time outside of like actual practice, and that helped a lot too. We were a great like team too together. Like it was more of a family than anything, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone wanted the best for everyone, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Sure. So now that was then 2019. Obviously, last spring, 2020, when the pandemic hit. What was it like for you guys as a team? Looking to repeat, and then all of a sudden your season's done. Can you tell us what that was like?
It was going into our last day. Coach mentioned that we don't know what's going to happen after today, but none of us really thought it'd be the last one. But after Coach left and we were all warming up and stuff, we were just like, even if this is our last one, like we have to just give it all today. Like no matter what happens, like you just never know. So we all played our hearts out, and we were all like, we just thought we should have more fun than actually being, what's the word? I guess we just wanted to have fun because we didn't know exactly what was going to happen. And our last game, we didn't really know, I guess, but we won our last game, which was amazing. And we played our hearts out our last game. Like, we did not give up. We were losing, actually, at the beginning, and then we came back and won, which was amazing. And later that night, we found out that our season was canceled, and it was pretty upsetting, actually, for all of us. We had hope that we would possibly play again, but yeah.
Speaking of hopes, I know you said back in second grade, your dream job, you wanted to be a country music singer.
Yeah.
So how close did you get? Did you almost move to Nashville and no record contracts, nothing?
No, nothing. After I heard myself sing a few times, I'm like, this is not happening. Never. I had too big a dream when I was little.
So you never went up on a stage and performed for anybody? No, it was just
never.
Singer. Yeah. Who's your favorite country artist right now?
Right now, that's a hard one. I would probably say Tyler Childers. I don't know how you say his last name. It could be Childers, but he's a country singer. He's not pop country. It's more like original country or older classic country, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, your real job that you're pursuing right now, you're a kinesiology and exercise science major. So did the injuries that you had back in high school, did that kind of propel you on this path into something that you wanted?
Yeah, actually, sorry, what?
Did that kind of propel you and put you in that direction?
Yeah, at physical therapy, during my ACL, like physical therapy, I really enjoyed going and learning like what they were telling me to do and like learning the muscles I was moving and stuff. And that really put me into the kinesiology direction for sure. But now that I wanted to go into physical therapy for a while, but now that I'm looking at it, I love working with athletes, and I'm in an internship that I can work like one-on-one with people. And it's Elite Sports Enhancement in Fairbury, my hometown. And after doing that, I really want to go into strength and conditioning and possibly work at like a college and work with athletes sometime in the near future. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah.
Yeah. So you like that one-on-one interaction kind of. Yeah. Very neat.
And I love working with athletes, honestly. It's just like you have a connection almost. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of athletes, working with athletes, I know that one of the things you mentioned about playing sports, it's kind of helped you with various skills, with your social skills, with time management. Can you talk a little bit more about that? What it's brought out in you?
Sports, yeah. I feel like I've made lifelong friendships in sports. And when you join a team that you don't know anyone, like travel softball, you have to have somewhat of social skills. Otherwise, you're never it's just going to be boring and not as exciting. But it's definitely helped with social skills and talking to coaches. Like, it showed me how to respect coaches and how to respect other teammates. Yeah, I would say playing a sport has helped me a lot in my life, honestly. With social skills, accountability, how to be accountable for things, patience. I used to not be very patient, but it's definitely it's helped me through the years. And it's a good stress reliever for me too. Like in school, I get so stressed out about studying and some like exams coming up, and I can just go in the field and forget about all that stress, and that's really nice.
Just gives you that escape. Yep. So.
Yeah.
My next couple questions have to do with food. You mentioned in your fun facts, you have a pretty neat food trick that you do. Can you tell everybody what that is?
Yeah, I have candy actually because I didn't know.
She's gonna just demonstrate. Okay.
Is that okay? Because I don't really know how to explain it otherwise.
Yep.
So when I was little, we were watching a movie and we had popcorn, and my dad showed me this trick, and I was just determined to figure it out. So I don't know if I'll be able to do it because I haven't done it in a while. You put this food on your hand right here, and I'm going to smack my hand, and it's going to pop in my mouth.
All right, you're on the spot. Here we go.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
Here, I'll back up a little. Ready?
Wow, look at that, everybody. Great job.
Yeah.
And then finally, you mentioned on another food thing that you won a cake decorating contest back in 4-H. So what kind of cake was it? What did you decorate it as? Can you tell us all about that?
I made a vanilla cake that was like the 4-H clover, like the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know what 4-H is? Yeah. And so I did the 4 clover, and I just made it the logo, and I don't know how I won, to be honest. I didn't think I was going to win because everyone was going all out, and I'm over here just, I don't know. I don't know how I won it. I was shocked, to be honest. I was very shocked. It was one of the best things ever, but I never did 4-H again after that year.
Walked out on top, huh?
Yeah.
Do you still make cakes and decorate them at all?
No, not anymore, actually.
No.
I love doing like Christmas cookies and stuff.
Sure. Just sticking to your food popping. Got
it.
Yeah. And finally, Allison, last question for you. What is it about Eureka College? Why did you want to attend there, and what do you love most about it?
It's the friendships that I've made here that I love the most. It's definitely a home. During COVID, it's very different though. I honestly feel bad for the freshmen here right now because it's nothing like it was the last 3 years I've been here. And honestly, the connections I've made with people and being able to, like, walking to class, people are like, hey, how are you? And like, we'll use your name. But at bigger universities, people don't know who you are. And even professors and like people that work on campus, even the guy that like mows and does our field work, he knows all of us. It's like a family atmosphere almost. So I really like that. Yeah. That's probably my most favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely trying times, but hang in there. And it's good that you have that support system with your team and the rest of your friends on college. So, Allison, thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure getting to know you a little bit, and we look forward to seeing you out on the field again.
Thank you for having me.
All right.